Welcome back to Investing Talk podcast. Today we're tackling a question that's definitely on many minds, especially in the fast-moving world of digital assets. Is cipher mining a good time to buy right now? We're going to explore all the available information, try to cut through the noise, and hopefully help you navigate this pretty complex landscape.
Yes, we've gathered insights from, well, quite a few different places to really unpack the full picture of cipher mining. We'll look at its operational strengths, which are considerable, but also its financial challenges and its unique market positioning. Our goal here is to pull out the most important pieces of information for you, helping you understand not just what the company is doing, but really why it matters for any potential investment decision you might be considering.
That's the plan. Think of this as your shortcut to getting properly informed. Before we really get into the details, if you find these discussions valuable and you appreciate this tailored approach to understanding these topics, please do consider subscribing, liking, or leaving us a comment. It really helps. And if you're feeling particularly generous, you can even buy us a coffee to support future explorations like this one. We genuinely appreciate your support. Okay, now let's break this down. So to start us off, what exactly is cipher mining? And why is it, a name that keeps popping up in the Bitcoin mining space?
Okay, so at its core, cipher mining is a pretty significant force in North America's Bitcoin mining sector. What our sources consistently point out is the company's really aggressive scaling strategy. They're aiming for a, frankly, impressive 23.1 exahashes per second in self-mining hash rate. The target for that is Q3 2025. Achieving that would position them right behind some of the established giants in the industry.
Right. And one of the things you hear most about them is this claim of being one of North America's lowest cost Bitcoin producers. How are they actually managing that? What's the kind of secret sauce there? Is it sustainable?
It really boils down to their cost profile and their efficiency. The data points towards electricity costs averaging a remarkably low 2.7 cents per kilowatt hour. Now, just to give some context, that's, significantly lower than many of their competitors. You combine that low power cost with an improved fleet efficiency, think 20.8 joules per terahash, after recent upgrades like Odessa and the Black Pearl ramp. What that means, in simpler terms, is they're getting more Bitcoin mining done for less energy used. This combination lets them significantly outperform their peers when you look at gross margins. They're just fundamentally more efficient at turning electricity into Bitcoin.
That efficiency definitely sounds like a major advantage. But are they just focused on mining Bitcoin, or are they looking at other ways to grow? With the crypto market being so volatile, is this maybe a necessary pivot as much as a competitive edge?
That's a really interesting and, I think, crucial strategic element for them. They've secured wind power purchase agreements, which helps with those low costs. But they also have this substantial 2.6 gigawatt site pipeline. Now, this isn't just about mining Bitcoin cheaper. It gives them this unique optionality to potentially move into high-performance compute or, AI HPC hosting. For a Bitcoin miner, moving into AI isn't necessarily technically a simple step, but it leverages what they're really good at, building and managing infrastructure with access to cheap, reliable power. This could be a really significant step in diversifying their income away from just the Bitcoin price.
Diversifying sounds smart.
And what makes it particularly interesting is their track record on execution so far. Take their Black Pearl phase, I project it's already hashing, started early actually, and it's running about 36% ahead of their own guidance. That suggests they can actually deliver on these big, complex projects. So it feels like a genuine strategic move, not just talk. You can offer a hedge against Bitcoin downturns and position them in another high-growth area.
Okay, so we've heard about the operational strengths, this potential diversification. Sounds promising, but when we talk investing, the financial numbers, they're critical. What are the sources telling us about cipher mining's actual profitability and its valuation?
Right, and here the picture gets a bit more, let's say, nuanced. Operationally, strong momentum. Financially, it's mixed. In the first quarter of 2025, revenue did grow to $49 million. That's a solid 17% increase quarter over quarter. However, on a GAAP basis, the net loss actually swung to $39 million. Now, that was mainly due to softer Bitcoin prices during that period and also rising depreciation costs from all that new equipment. If you look at the trailing 12 months, revenue was $152 million, but it's been quite lumpy, very much tied to where Bitcoin prices go.
So even with those great gross margins you mentioned, the net margin is deeply negative, you said around 81%. That's huge. For a lot of investors, that's going to be an immediate red flag. Can you maybe quickly unpack why these non-cash charges like depreciation hit the bottom line so hard, even when the core operation seems efficient?
That's a really key distinction to make. The main challenge is the significant non-cash charges. Depreciation is essentially the accounting write-down of their expensive mining gear over its expected lifespan. It reduces profit on paper, but it's not cash leaving the building right now. Then you have mark-to-market adjustments. These relate to changes in the value of assets they hold, like their Bitcoin treasury. If Bitcoin's price drops, they might have to record a loss, even if they haven't sold anything. These accounting charges can, and in this case do, outweigh the strong gross margins from actually mining Bitcoin, pushing that net income figure into the red.
Okay, so net income is negative. What about actual cash flow from operations? Are they burning cash?
Yes. From an operational cash flow perspective, which looks more at the actual cash coming in and going out from the core business, they had a burn of $47 million in that same first quarter. So right now, they are using more cash in their operations than they're bringing in.
Okay. And what about their balance sheet then? Are they financially stable enough to handle that cash burn?
Well, the balance sheet shows equity at $735 million, which is substantial, against relatively modest debt of $35 million. Net debt is around $51 million. That's after a convertible notes deal they did back in May 2025. However, liquidity is described as tight. They only had about $23 million in cash on hand, and the current ratio is 1.1. That doesn't leave a huge buffer for unexpected needs. On the plus side, they do hold a Bitcoin treasury 1,063 coins. At current prices, that's worth around $110 million. So that offers an optional funding buffer if they needed to sell some Bitcoin.
Got it. So tight on cash, but they have that Bitcoin stash as a backup. Given all of these figures, how is the market actually valuing Cipher mining compared to its peers, especially since it's not profitable on a net basis right now?
Yeah, the valuation is definitely on the high side, according to the sources, particularly when you look at revenue. For instance, its price-to-sales ratio is sitting around 14. That's significantly higher than peers, which typically trade in the 4 to 6 range. Similarly, if you look at enterprise value to sales, on a trailing 12-month basis, it's about 13.5 for Cipher versus a peer median closer to 5.2. What this really suggests is that the market might already be pricing in a lot of that future hash rate expansion the company is planning. The growth expectations are baked in. And because it's currently loss-making, you can't really use a standard price-to-earnings ratio, which is, frankly, pretty common in this sector right now.
Okay, so operationally impressive, potential diversification, but financially challenged in carrying a premium valuation. Let's shift gears a bit. Sometimes, especially in volatile sectors, the charts tell their own story, at least in the short term. What are the technical indicators saying about Cipher mining right now? The close on July 2nd was $5.68.
Right, looking purely at the technicals, the price action has been quite positive recently. The stock has notably broken above both its 200-day and its 50-day moving averages. Those were sitting at $4.20 and $4.05, respectively. From a technical analysis standpoint, this confirms a new intermediate uptrend is in place, suggests a shift in momentum.
That sounds positive, technically speaking.
Yeah.
But how much weight should investors really give that, especially with crypto's volatility? What about other indicators, like momentum? Do they back up the strength, or are there maybe some warning signs flashing?
That's the right question. It's about balancing the signals. The Relative Strength Index, the RSI, is currently around 71. Generally, anything over 70 is considered overbought territory. So that suggests the stock price has risen quite rapidly, and it might be due for a pause, maybe some consolidation, or even a pullback. On the other hand, the MTD indicator, the moving average divergence is positive, which does confirm the upward momentum is still there. So you have a positive trend confirmed, but the RSI warns it might be a bit stretched in the very near term. A period of consolidation wouldn't be surprising.
Okay, so maybe a bit overheated short term. What levels are key to watch?
For traders watching the charts, key support levels would be around $4.90. That was a previous breakout point, and then deeper support near $4.30. On the upside, resistance levels are seen around $6.40, and then looking higher, the 2024 peak at $8.
Got it. And outside the charts, what's the general feeling, the sort of sentiment around the company? Is the crowd bullish?
Overall, the sentiment seems quite bullish based on our sources. You've got positive news flow, like that Black Pearl phase hashing ahead of schedule. That helps. Analysts seem positive too. Cantor Fitzgerald, for example, recently raised their price target to $6, kept a buy rating. The consensus 12-month target from analysts averages somewhere between $6.90 and $7.60. Social media platforms like StockTwits show a lot of bullish chatter. The stock's been trending there, lots of people watching it. Also, there haven't been any disclosed insider sales since May.
which some investors see as a positive signal insiders aren't rushing to sell. However, there is that $150 million convertible note issue to fund more mining rigs that does introduce both dilution risk down the line.
Meaning your slice of the pie gets smaller if those notes convert to stock.
Exactly. And it also adds leverage, meaning more debt, which increases financial risk. So it's not all sunshine.
Right. Always trade-offs. Okay, looking ahead then, what are the next big events or potential catalysts that could really move the needle for Cipher mining? What should listeners keep an eye on?
There are several key things coming up. First, the full installation of those Black Pearl Phase I rigs. That'll bring their total hash rate up to that 9.6 exahashes per second mark. It's a big operational milestone. Also, the closing of the financing for their Barber Lake joint venture. Then, critically, the upcoming Q2 and Q3 earnings reports. Those are expected around August and November. These will be the first reports to fully reflect the contribution from Black Pearl, so they'll give a much clearer view of the economics of the expanded operation. And of course, broader market factors matter hugely. A recovery in Bitcoin's price after the halving, or continued inflows into those spot Bitcoin ETFs, could provide strong tailwinds for Cipher and the whole sector.
And any longer-term catalysts maybe further down the road?
Yes. Beyond the immediate milestones, there's Phase 2 of Black Pearl and the eventual build-out of Barber Lake, representing further expansion potential. Regulatory developments are always something to watch, potential clarity on digital asset mining incentives in places like Texas, or any new federal rules around energy use. Those could be positive or negative. And as we discussed, that potential strategic shift into HPC or AI hosting. If Bitcoin mining returns stay weak, that becomes a much more significant potential catalyst for reshaping the business.
Okay, plenty to watch on the potential upside. Now, the flip side, every investment has risks. What are the biggest ones investors need to be really aware of with Cipher mining?
The biggest one, without a doubt, is the company's almost direct exposure to Bitcoin price volatility and changes in network difficulty. Their entire economic model is highly sensitive to those two factors. If Bitcoin tanks, or if it suddenly gets much harder to mine, their profitability gets hit hard and fast. Second, as we touched on, is the risk of dilution. They've been issuing equity and convertible notes to fund growth. Shares outstanding are already up about 50% year over year. That can weigh on the share price per share. Third, power price volatility is a risk, even with their low-cost contracts. And there are specific grid risks, like curtailment during peak demand periods in Texas under ERCOT's 4CP program. That means sometimes they just have to switch off miners.
Right, that 4CP thing in Texas can really impact miners during hot summers.
It can. Then there are broader regulatory and headline risks. Concerns about energy usage, potential new crypto legislation at federal or state levels. These are ongoing uncertainties for the whole industry. And finally, there's always execution risk. Can they deliver these large-scale build-outs on time and on budget? Are there potential supply chain issues getting the actual mining machines, the ASICs? These are real operational hurdles.
Okay, quite a list of risks to balance against the potential. So after laying all this out for our listener trying to make sense of it all, what's the sort of overall verdict on Cipher mining as an investment right now? How should someone approach this stock?
Well, synthesizing the sources, they land on a rating of 6 out of 10. And they label it a speculative buy, specifically for aggressive investors. Now, what that really translates to for you, the listener, is this. It's seen as having higher than average risk, but also potentially higher than average reward. The core bullish argument rests on that operational scale-up, those very low power costs, and the top-tier efficiency of their mining fleet. These factors give Cipher significant leverage if Bitcoin prices do enter another upcycle. If Bitcoin performs well, Cipher is structurally positioned to benefit perhaps more than some peers.
But a 6 out of 10 isn't exactly a ringing endorsement. What holds it back from a higher rating, considering those operational pluses?
It really comes down to those persistent net losses we discussed, the quite high valuation multiples compared to current revenue, and that ongoing dilution risk from issuing more shares or notes. These factors definitely dampen its appeal for more conservative, long-term focused investors. Fundamentally, its share price performance is going to remain very closely tied to Bitcoin's inherent volatility. It acts almost like a leveraged bet on Bitcoin itself.
Okay, so it's highly sensitive to Bitcoin. Who is the stock then best suited for? What's the kind of recommended approach?
For shorter-term traders, the sources suggest it could be an attractive momentum play, especially heading towards that Q3 hash rate increase. But, and this is important, with a strong emphasis on using tight risk controls, like stop losses. It's not a set-and-forget trade. For longer-term investors, the verdict is clear. It's likely only suitable for the high-risk portion of a portfolio, specifically for those comfortable with significant crypto beta exposure, meaning comfortable with riding Bitcoin's waves. The advice there is to size positions appropriately. Maybe start small, or perhaps even wait until the company demonstrates sustainable positive free cash flow before making a more significant commitment.
That makes sense. And for those considering timing, any guidance on potential entry or exit points?
The sources suggest an optimal entry range might be between $5 and $5.50, perhaps looking for opportunities on pullbacks, maybe towards the 10-day exponential moving average, or that initial breakout zone around $4.95. For managing risk on a trade, a stop loss is advised around the $4.30 support level. On the upside, a first take profit target could be around $7, which lines up with where many analyst targets cluster. There's also potential for an extension towards $7.90 or even $8, but that would likely require a very strong move in Bitcoin itself, maybe towards the $125,000 level mentioned in some bullish scenarios.
Okay, so clear picture. Strong operations, potential growth avenues like AI, but facing profitability hurdles, high valuation, and deeply tied to Bitcoin's fate.
Exactly. And this really brings up an important question for you, the listener, to consider. How do you personally weigh a company's impressive operational performance and, its clear future potential against its current lack of profitability and this deep, deep reliance on the wild swings of an underlying commodity like Bitcoin? When, for you, do operational excellence and valuation actually align to make something feel like a sustainable long-term investment? Especially in a sector as dynamic and, let's face it, unpredictable as crypto mining. What does that calculus mean for your own portfolio strategy and risk tolerance?
That's the core question, isn't it? Something definitely to mull over as you consider your own investment approach and how much risk you're comfortable taking. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of cipher mining. We hope you feel better informed and more equipped to make your own educated decisions. We'll be back soon with another look into the sources shaping the market.